Hi, Mark from PlantNet here. Today I'm going to show you how to prune a 3-year-old peach tree up here in Queensland. This is a subtropical peach tree, but really it doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in Victoria or South Australia or Queensland, the basics still remain the same. Now, we prune peach trees in the winter for a couple of reasons. Number one is to remove any non-fruiting wood and be able to select the fruiting wood we want to produce the best fruit possible. Now, I've got a lateral here in my hand which I've cut off the tree, which I'll explain to you why it's a good lateral and why the flower buds on it are suitable to what we want to make sure that we get a good sized fruit and good quality fruit. So if you have a look at this lateral, when I turn it around, you'll see that it's got a number of buds scattered all the way along it. Now, in those groups of buds, there's generally 2 flower buds and a vegetative bud in the center. So I'm actually pointing there at the vegetative bud. That will be the shoot that comes out in the spring, and then 2 flower buds each side. Some laterals will have 3 flower buds. Now, the way we can tell flower buds is they're generally a lot more fluffy than the vegetative buds. So once again, looking at those buds, you can see the 2 outside buds there are quite fluffy. The one in the center is a flatter, darker shoot. So that's what we're looking for, and generally we're selecting our laterals that are pencil thickness and smaller. So I'm going to start pruning up the limb here, pretty much the same as a young tree, where we make sure we just focus on one limb at a time. This tree has been pruned to palmette all its life, the same as the young tree in our young tree pruning video. I've got 2 lower limbs that are getting quite large now. They bared a lot of fruit last year, and then they put on a lot of growth through the summer. So we're going to have a lot of fruit this year, probably double the amount I had last year. So this tree's going to hold around about 300 to 400 fruit once it sets all its fruit in the springtime. So we'll start at the bottom, same as I did in the young tree, lower limb. We don't want any of this thick stuff. You can see where I'm going to cut there. That's non-fruiting wood. Now you'll see some laterals coming out of that which do have flower buds on, but the further we get away from the tree, there's less chance of good sized fruit. So what we do is we get rid of this one completely, down in here, cut that off. We've got one here that's not too bad. He's a bit thick here, but he's still got all his flower within about 40 centimeters of this main limb. So the closer you can keep it to the main limb where all the sap flow is, the bigger the fruit you'll have. So all we do with these is we just take the tip off. This forces the lateral to shoot out all the shoots in the spring, rather than if we leave the tip on. Generally, quite often the tip will only shoot. You won't get all your buds to shoot. So by taking the tip off, you're just forcing the sap back to shoot out in springtime. So you can generally leave 2 laterals on a little arm like that, and that'll hold about 8 to 10 fruit on that. Now I'll do a similar thing with this one. Where we've left 2 once again. Working our way up. This one here, a little bit thinner, so we'll only leave the 1. Once again, tip it off. Working our way up again. We've left 2 laterals again. Some varieties we'd only leave 1, but just to be sure for this video and for people that haven't pruned before, leave 2. The following year, if you think you've got too much fruit and it's a little bit small, you can actually just leave 1 of these laterals. Once again, we're getting rid of this nice thick wood, which is only good for growth, not for fruit, and tipping it off. Another nice thick piece there, no good for fruiting. Once again, thick as your thumb, no good for fruiting. You can see a knob here, which has got a lot of thick wood in it. All those need to come off, because although it will fruit right up the tip, it's not near the main limb where you want it to get nice big fruit. So that one there's beautiful sized fruiting wood, around about pencil thickness. Just reaching underneath here. Hopefully we can capture this on video. Same thing, still looking for that slightly thinner fruit, just a little bit thick. You can really see what we're trying to do. We're leaving all the same thickness wood, anything from pencil thickness and smaller, and we're working our way up the tree. What I'll do now is I'll stop the video and we'll come back later and show you what the finished tree looks like.